Answered my prayers. New tonight, why the mother of a murder victim sees the release of voice notes implicating a senior police officer as an answered prayer amid the investigation into her son's death. Plus, more questions than answers. The family of missing American Taylor Casey slamming the ongoing investigation in a press conference in Chicago this morning. We've got exclusive content straight ahead. Also, missed Olympic glory. We'll tell you the heartbreaking news for a rising young Bahamian sprinter who will not be on the Bahamian Olympic roster. The head of the B3As explains why. Then in Our News at 7:30, a viral sex video with a young girl on Grand Bahama is being investigated. Head of the Police Northern Command explains how officers are approaching the incident. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. The mother of Dino Smith, the man shot and killed in broad daylight on January 3rd, says she believes the release of voice notes that prompted an investigation into the Criminal Investigation Department is part of an answered prayer. Sandra Smith says her son was shot 51 times in a vehicle on Prince Charles Drive. She alleges he was being harassed by law enforcement before his untimely demise. Smith claims the day before his death, he told her about the voice notes that reportedly has the top brass of the Royal Bahamas Police Force shaken.
I said, Lord, you lend me him, because I had been on the churchyards and Barnabas churchyard. I said, Lord, you lend me him, Lord. I said, I know Dino in that kind of poison. I say, if something going on in Dino life, or if Dino get killed for nothing, Lord, I say, please, show me, Lord, or bring it to the light where I can see. When I look, the boy is Sylvester. Come with the voice, know them.
Anthony McDermott sat down with a grieving mother. He has a full story coming up in Our News at 7:30. Meanwhile, the family of missing American Taylor Casey slamming the police investigation, saying they left the Bahamas with more questions than answers. They held a press conference in Chicago this morning on the day that would have been Taylor's 42nd birthday. Joshua Williams is following this.
We went to the Bahamas to get answers, and we left with more questions.
That's Emily Williams, a close friend of missing American Taylor Casey, addressing American media during a press conference that was held in Chicago this morning. In their interview provided by News Nation, Casey's family and friends say they're fed up with the investigation by the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Casey was last seen at the Sivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat on Paradise Island nearly 3 weeks ago. The family recently traveled to the Bahamas to meet with detectives.
As soon as we set foot on that island, something didn't feel right. We knew things were off. We went from the airport right to the Criminal Investigation Department of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And we were met with a photo op, with a press conference. We weren't met with caring detectives that wanted to give us an update on where our loved one was.
Casey's mother, Colette Seymour, says the ordeal has been unbearable.
The pain, the hurt, the agony is practically killing me. And not just me, your whole family, your friends, and all of your associates.
Police found Taylor's cell phone in the water, but authorities were not able to retrieve information from it. National Security Minister Wayne Munro has said the Federal Bureau of Investigations is assisting police, but Casey's family is questioning those claims. Casey's family also sharing what they found at the yoga retreat.
We had to go and collect Taylor's things, go into her tent, see her Bible, see her affirmation cards, see the books that she was reading about Black women's activism, fold her clothes, smell her scent. We had to go and do that.
The family is now calling on U.S. lawmakers and authorities to get involved. They also say they will promise an update by local police tomorrow. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
And a man is dead tonight after crashing into a wall early this morning. Police say the deadly accident happening around 2 a.m. at the Market Street and Wolf Road intersection. Few details have been released about the incident, but investigators say the victim was driving a red 2005 Honda Fit. He was taken to hospital, where he later died. And the country's murder count climbed to 62 this morning after a man was gunned down near a primary school on West Avenue in Gibbs Corner. Officers say they responded to a report around 4 a.m. of an unresponsive man sitting inside a car. When they got there, they say they found the victim shot in the head and slumped over in the driver's seat of a silver Nissan Note. Police say he was wearing a white undershirt, black pants, and black gloves. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, this heat is just not letting up.
Stifling. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to continue to see this heat pattern for a couple of days more. We do have quite a bit of clouds across the Northern Island, so that heat advisory that was in place for the extreme Northern Islands, we've dropped that. The remainder of the islands still under the heat advisory, but as soon as those clouds get out of here by the weekend, we're likely to see that heat advisory back in place for the extreme Northern Islands. Comfortable outside though, 82 degrees, except for the humidity. It is still a little bit on the humid side. North winds at 9 miles per hour. Your feels like temperature up in the upper 80s. 88 is what it feels like on the outside, factoring in the relative humidity. 80 degrees in Freeport, 81 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Governor's Harbor. You guys have some showers there. 83 in Allenstown, Bimini. We pick up 82s. Great Harbor Key, Nicholstown, Andros here in the capital. Central Bahamas, 81. Kemps Bay, 82 in Arthurstown, Cat Island, 84 in Georgetown. Pair of 85s, Deadman's Key and Coburn Towns in Salvador and into Southeast Bahamas. Duncantown, Ragged Island, you guys are 85. Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, 85 there. 86 in Delectable Bay, 85 Abrams Bay. Massey Down, Inagua, 87, as well as our good neighbors in Southeast Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are 87 at this hour as well. That disturbance to the north of us at the National Hurricane Center is still giving about a 10% chance for formation as it pulls away from us, still providing us with an unsettled weather pattern across most of the northwest Bahamas, some of that cloud mass moving into the central Bahamas as well. But showers and thunderstorm activity will continue throughout the night and into tomorrow as the system slides towards the north and east and away from us, but activity will remain in place. There's a big upper level low that's helping to enhance this activity. So keep your umbrellas handy. You could see some more showers in the forecast tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us to look at the extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, a star teen sprinter's dreams of Olympic glory dashed after not making the team. The B3A's president explains why and how she still may be able to head to Paris when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you live?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Back in May, Bahamians were introduced to a 16-year-old Grand Bahamian as she came back to propel the country to qualify for the mixed relays at the Paris Olympics. Today, Our News confirmed, however, she won't be heading to Paris, at least not as an official member of Team Bahamas. Sasha Lightbourne has the story.
Let's take you back. On May 4th and 5th, the Bahamas welcomed the World Relays back after a lengthy hiatus to its shores and dubbed it From Paradise to Paris. On May 4th, the mixed relay team was made up of Stephen Gardner, Alonzo Russell, Shania Adderley, and Shawnee Miller-Weibo, but placed fourth in their heat. Fast forward to May 5th, the team had another chance to qualify and did so with a stellar anchor performance from 16-year-old Shania Adderley. Then on July 10th, Our News obtained a letter addressed to the Bahamas Olympic Committee from the Grand Bahama Athletic Association about Shania possibly being left off the Olympic team. Today, B3A's president, Tramico Archer, confirmed the same.
Our recommendation is that the top 3 finishers in the trials of, the B3A's Nationals, which serves as the qualifying event, head-to-head competition, the top 3 girls would go.
The top 3 include Javonia Valcourt, Quincy Penn, and LaCarthia Cooper. Archer also gave this example using the Bahamas' senior men's basketball team as a reference.
The men's pre-qualifying round was in Argentina last year. And my note was that Dominic Bridgewater, Rashid Davis, and David Nesbitt were part of the pre-qualifying rounds. They were not on the team in Spain.
But Archer says he's willing to give up his accreditation for Shania to attend, although it still won't be as an Olympian.
They can transfer the accreditation that would have been earmarked for me for the benefit of a Shania Adderley.
Now, Shania's mother reached out to Our News saying no offer has been made to her or Shania about going to Paris. Now, while we pressed Archer about who and when the announcement will come for Team Bahamas heading to Paris, he said that decision is not up to him. That announcement will come from the Bahamas Olympic Committee. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. President Joe Biden's hidden decline, leaving powerful Democrats enraged. Plus, a 5-year-old boy is dead in Omaha after being left in a hot car for 7 hours and temperatures near 90 degrees. And we'll tell you the $44 million in aid Grenada is about to receive following months to Storm Beryl when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you live?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. A CNN investigation into President Joe Biden's recent debate performance has revealed widespread concern among Democrats. More than 24 allies and insiders speaking anonymously expressed shock at Biden's demeanor, describing him as faltering and dazed. Critics within his circle blame a tightly controlled environment that shields him from unscripted situations. There's growing anxiety over his re-election campaign, with Hollywood figures reportedly urging him to step aside. Despite assertions from campaign officials that Biden remains sharp, internal doubts persist, raising doubts about his ability to effectively, at 81, to lead, especially as the oldest president in U.S. history. Meanwhile, NATO leaders convened in Washington, D.C. on Thursday for a working session addressing the security threat posed by Russia's actions in Ukraine, marking the final day of their summit. European leaders are wary of potential shifts in U.S. policy toward Ukraine and NATO following the U.S.'s upcoming November election. Police in Bristol, England, responded to reports Wednesday of a suspicious man on the Clifton Suspension Bridge and discovered 2 suitcases believed to contain human remains. Officers arrived within 10 minutes of the midday call, but the man, who arrived by taxi, had already left. Acting Bristol Commander Vix Hayward Mellon described the incident as disturbing, emphasizing the priority to locate the man, identify the deceased, and notify their next of kin. The taxi driver is assisting police. A 5-year-old boy died after being left in a hot car in Omaha, Nebraska for approximately 7 hours. Authorities say they discovered the unresponsive child outside a beauty salon where his foster mother works shortly after 5 p.m. Wednesday. Despite efforts at a hospital, the boy was pronounced dead. His foster mother, 40-year-old Juanita Pinnan, faces charges of child abuse by neglect, resulting in death. The incident occurred amidst temperatures reaching 89 degrees. Kenyan President William Ruto, in a televised address on Thursday, dismissed nearly all cabinet ministers and the Attorney General amid widespread protests over high taxes and governance issues. He vowed to form a leaner and more efficient government led by permanent secretaries after consulting broadly with the public. The unrest sparked by a controversial finance bill resulted in protests and calls for Ruto's resignation, claiming over 30 lives. Ruto cited the need for radical reforms to tackle debt, boost domestic resources, create jobs, and combat corruption. The Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility announced it will pay $44 million to Grenada following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl on July 1st. It marks CCRIF's largest single payout yet. The Category 4 storm severely impacted Carriacou, Petite Martinique, and Union Island in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The payout, reportedly based on CCRIF's parametric insurance policies, insurance policies, reflects the extensive damage to buildings, agriculture, and utilities on those islands. Well, the CARICOM Secretariat announced today the 47th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government will now take place from July 28th through 30th in Grenada. Originally scheduled for July 4th through 6th, the meeting was postponed due to Hurricane Beryl. At least 2 people died in Grenada after the Category 4 storm hit last Monday, devastating Carriacou within half an hour. Grenadian Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell assumed the role of CARICOM chairman last week despite the storm's impact. And the havoc caused by Hurricane Beryl on eastern Caribbean islands last week has placed a glaring spotlight on record-breaking storms. In tonight's Sustainability First, our Jasmine Brown takes a look at how climate change is making hurricanes more destructive.
Hurricane Beryl, which at its peak strengthened to a Category 5 storm, set the tone for a very dangerous hurricane season. Beryl swept through Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Jamaica, leaving behind a trail of destruction. A Category 5 hurricane under the 5-step Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale brings winds of 157 miles per hour or higher and is capable of causing catastrophic damage, including the destruction of homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure. infrastructure. More than a week after the passage of the storm, leaders across the Caribbean are still tallying the financial toll wrought by the earliest Atlantic storm on record to intensify to the maximum Category 5 level. And experts say La Nina, the climate pattern seen fueling a highly active hurricane season in the Atlantic, won't help the situation. But what can be done to combat the already worsening problem? Well, there's no short-term fix, but experts say now is the time to act by keeping fossil fuels in the ground, investing in renewable energy, switching to sustainable transport, improving farming, restoring nature to absorb more carbon, protecting forests, and finally protecting the oceans. Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Still to come in Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was July 11th. Then in Our News at 7:30, 51 years of independence bliss. Tonight, the upcoming RTV special, Emerging Bahamians, puts the spotlight on a decorated physician who shares her hope for the next 50. But first, we are learning about the death of a 1-year-old who Grand Bahama police say drowned in a bucket. We'll tell you the investigation when Our News returns.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
On this day in Bahamian history, 2010, Colton Harris Moore, also known as the Barefoot Bandit, was captured by Bahamian authorities on Harbor Island. Moore was a suspect in a string of criminal offenses committed in multiple states in the United States, including identity theft, burglary, illegal entry, flying a plane without a pilot's license, and attempting to elude police. He received the title the Barefoot Bandit for carrying out some of his crimes while barefoot. On July 4th, 2010, a Cessna airplane was stolen from Bloomington, Indiana. Harris is believed to have been responsible for the theft when the plane was found crashed on the shore of Great Abaco. Shortly after, there was a string of robberies on the island, which included the theft of a 44-foot power boat. The boat was later located at Harbor Island, where the Royal Bahamas Police Force had tracked down Moore. After being stopped, he attempted to flee, but the boat's engine was shot out by the police. Before being apprehended, he threw his laptop into the sea and pointed a gun to his head. However, the police were able to talk him out of committing suicide and surrendering. He told police he had planned to flee to Cuba and then to the Turks and Caicos Islands. After being taken into custody, he was taken to New Providence, where he was placed on trial and pled guilty to charges of illegally entering the country and illegally landing a plane. He was sentenced to either 3 months in jail or a $300 fine. His mother wired the money to the U.S. Embassy in Nassau, which was paid to the court. That night, Moore left the Bahamas to answer charges in the United States. And finally, in 2020, 3 additional cases of COVID-19 was found in Grand Bahama. This brought the island's confirmed cases to 6. These newly confirmed cases were all females, 2 of which had a travel history, while the other did not. They were isolated, and this brought the confirmed cases of COVID to 111, with 11 active at that time.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, remember you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia?
Thanks so much, Ken. Well, a preview from the... First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, an answered prayer. Those words coming from the mother of a murder victim following the release of voice notes that she says is her son's voice. Our Berthing McDermott has the full story coming up. Also, the family of missing American Taylor Casey say they left the Bahamas with more questions than answers. Also, 2 men in police custody for a viral sex video involving a young girl on Grand Bahama. And later, widespread destruction left behind in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines following Hurricane Beryl. Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
What you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house of building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Welcome to Our News. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Italia Hall. A grieving mother is speaking out tonight following the release of voice recordings she says contains her son's voice. Sandra Smith believes the recordings that prompted a Royal Bahamas Police Force probe vindicates her son, who was gunned down at a busy intersection on his birthday. Our Bethany McDermott sat down with the saddened mother.
The mother of Dino Smith, the man shot and killed in broad daylight on January 3rd, believes the release of voice notes prompting an investigation into the Criminal Investigation Department is a part of an answered prayer. Sandra Smith claims her son was being harassed by law enforcement before his untimely demise.
So I said, no, I said, Lord, you lend me him. Because I had been on the churchyard and Barnabas churchyard. I said, Lord, you lend me him, Lord. I said, I know Dino in that kind of poison. I say, if something going on in Dino life, or if Dino get killed for nothing, Lord, I say, please, show me, Lord, or bring it to the light where I could see. When I look, the boy is the best. Come with the voice, no doubt.
Smith says her son was shot 51 times in a vehicle on Prince Charles Drive. She says the day before his death, he told her about the voice notes that has the Royal Bahamas Police Force's top rank shaken.
That's how when the voice note come out, somebody sent it to my phone and I listened to it. And when I hear the voice and I said, Lord, Dino ain't lie. I said, that's what Dino get killed for.
During a press conference Monday, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez said the reliability of the voice notes must be determined. The grieving mother says there's no doubt the voice in the recording is her son.
And you're sure that that is your child? Yeah, that's my child, Dino. And let me tell you, my child's smart.
The integrity of the police force has been thrust into the limelight since Sylvain Smith released the damning recordings. He was shot on a Facebook Live late Monday night, hours after the commissioner's press conference to address the issue. Smith says Dino is her third child to be taken by gun violence.
For a parent, if he did do it, I'd rather you all to put him in jail to kill him. Because I don't have nobody else to help me. And I don't have nobody to do nothing for me.
Now, while she accepts that her son is already gone, her concern are his children. She wants justice for them. She's asking who will help take care of them now that their father is dead.
Take care of them, man. I don't want them to suffer. I just want them to get taken care because he done gone. And he was taking care of his kids.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Thanks so much for that report, Bethany. While the family of missing American Taylor Casey is slamming the investigation, saying they left the Bahamas with more questions than answers. They held a press conference in Chicago this morning on the day that would have been her 42nd birthday. In the interview provided to Our News by News Nation, Casey's family and friends say they are fed up with the investigation by the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Casey was last seen at a retreat on Paradise Island nearly 3 weeks ago. Emily Williams, a close friend of missing American Taylor Casey, didn't hold back as she criticized the investigation.
We went to the Bahamas to get answers and we left with more questions. We went from the airport right to the Criminal Investigation Department of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And we were met with a photo op, with a press conference. We weren't met with caring detectives that wanted to give us an update on where our loved one was. They couldn't keep details straight. They gave us misinformation, and then they tried to push us out. Just this week, they reported the same details that they told us 3 weeks ago. And we're demanding answers. We went to the Bahamas to get answers, and we left with more questions.
All right, well, two men ages 41 and 43 are in police custody tonight in connection with a viral video involving a young girl engaging in sexual activities with a man. The incident allegedly took place on Grand Bahama. Officer in charge of the Northern Region, Assistant Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles, updating the press on the incident this afternoon. She confirms police were able to identify and interview a young girl in front of her parents and the Social Services Department.
And we're able to get a comprehensive report from her. Since that time, we've taken 2 men into custody in connection with this matter. One is who we suspect may have had sexual intercourse with her, and another is associated with this incident. Our officers are, at this point, still continuing their investigations, and once we are at a point where we can speak with the DPP, we certainly will do so, and we're hoping to do so today, so that we can bring closure to that matter.
According to police, a young woman is able to consent to sex but is under the age of 18. ACP Knowles confirms police are in communication with the Department of Public Prosecutions in regards to the charges that will be brought against the men involved. Knowles says they have been going into various communities to talk to young people
with a view of preventing these incidents from happening. But we've also been talking to members of the public to make them aware of the fact that these are children and children deserve to be children for as long as possible. And no one should take advantage of their vulnerability. And we see that in this case. And so that's why we're investigating to determine who can be charged in this incident. But certainly we encourage young people not to fall prey to anyone who wants to offer them money for things like this, and certainly to be careful of these cell phones and other devices that can record them in these kinds of positions.
Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 1-year-old on Grand Bahama. Police say the child's parents reported that the young child fell into a bucket on July 3rd. Officer in charge of the Criminal Investigation Department in Grand Bahama, Chief Superintendent Darrell Ware, reveals the matter was brought to their attention by the Rand Memorial Hospital on July 4th.
We did some investigation. Apparently, the day prior, this 1-year-old was brought into the Rand. Parents report the child fall into a bucket at home, at a house in the Bishop Drive area. We currently doing some investigation, and like I say, when the autopsy concluded, we will have a consultation with the DPP to see the direction we'll head with this matter.
And we will continue to follow that story. While Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are still reeling from the destruction of Hurricane Beryl, the nations were left devastated after the Category 4 hurricane slammed into the islands, leaving widespread destruction and thousands homeless. In a press conference today, the prime ministers of both nations making an appeal to the international community.
If you have a sense of responsibility and humanity, and I believe you do have, I think you will assist. I don't want to go into all of the details because what Prime Minister Mitchell has said in relation to Grenada, you can say pretty much in the same in relation to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The question is, what are we going to do about it?
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 11 have been reported dead, with 30 injured and 2 missing. And while in Grenada, the islands of Carriacou and Petite Martinique saw extensive damage, with 95% to 100% of homes either damaged or destroyed. Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell says CARICOM nations have been stepping up to the plate.
In the case of Grenada, we have the RSS security system providing us with support and security from the islands of Antigua, Barbados. We have the Guyana Defense Force who are here providing logistical, engineering, and security support. Pretty much all of the aid that we have received have been certainly from immediately from our Caribbean neighbors, from Venezuela in the south, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, throughout the north, whether it's cash pledges, whether it's materials.
Well, here in the Bahamas, we experienced light showers on a few of the islands on this Thursday. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, Natalia, we had, it was light, but we did have some morning showers here in the capital as well. And the Grand Bahama, the Abacos, you guys had some really serious rainfall, prompting some severe thunderstorm warnings earlier today. We showed that in a satellite picture. But 82 degrees is our current temperature on the outside. Partly to mostly cloudy skies. It is humid. The winds out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour, and your feels-like temperature is 88 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composite. Disturbance to the north of the Bahamas that we will continue to watch. The National Hurricane Center giving that about a 10% chance for formation. But that's providing quite a bit of cloud cover as well as some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of those showers locally heavy and the thunderstorms strong to severe. It's a little bit of a rotation. You notice a bit of a spin. That's just to the north of the Bahamas, and that will continue to lift towards north. But moisture will still hang around, so we're looking for some showers and thunderstorm activity tonight through tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us to look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, is time for teachers to be respected. Those words coming from the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union president. We have his full comments straight ahead. Also, independence celebrations in Grand Bahama supported by residents in large numbers. And later, our TV's independent special, Emerging Bahamians, continues tonight with a quintessential Bahamian when our news returns. Stay with us.
INTI Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucaya solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. INTI is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as INTI Corporation shines brighter than ever. INTI Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
With some rhythm.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
In response to the ongoing teacher shortage crisis gripping the education sector, President of the Bahamas Educators Managerial Union, Stephen McPhee, says it's time for teachers to be respected. His comments come at the Caribbean Union of Teachers executive meeting last Friday. McPhee says it's more about just the money.
It's not just for the reason of finances. Of course, we know if we're not able to pay your bills, if you're not able to maintain certain quality and standard of life that is driven by your income, it will force you to go into other industries. But there's also the need of how we're treated, the level of respect. We're saying that if education is a profession, we want to be treated like professionals. We want the opportunity to come to the table and be a part of the discussions.
McPhee also addressing outstanding matters he hoped to have resolved before the reopening of schools.
We have a number of issues that we're trying to resolve, some of them being addressed by way of legal action in court. But we have had ongoing negotiations and discussions with the minister, and the minister most recently has given us the reassurance that those matters will be resolved, and they are working along with the Public Service Commission to address those concerns.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, Bahamian teams medal at the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships and a new deal for Travis Munnings.
And Our TV's independent special, Emerging Bahamians, continues when our news returns. Stay with us.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 The Gospel.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Bahamian teams celebrated the Independence holiday with medal-winning performances at the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships. In the under-16 division, Team Bahamas won bronze with a 4-3 win over MJBL USA following a 2-hour rain delay at the Andre Rogers National Stadium. The Bahamas concluded the tournament with a 3-2 record overall. They opened with a 14-3 win over Cayman, followed by a 7-3 loss to MJBL Vision, a 6-5 win over USA South, and a 9-2 loss to Venezuela in the playoff rounds. Venezuela went on to win the gold medal with a 4-3 win over MJBL Vision. In the under-12 division, hosted at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex, the Bahamas claimed the silver medal after a 3-0 loss to Aruba. It was their lone loss of the event, and they finished the tournament with a 5-1 record. They had a 6-2 win over Puerto Rico, 13-1 win over the Freedom Farm host team, 28-0 win over Jamaica, a 4-3 win in the first matchup against Aruba, and a 12-0 shutout over the Cayman Islands. In the third place game, Freedom Farm hosts lost 2-1 to Puerto Rico in walk-off fashion. The team of 10 U players finished the tournament at 2-4. Travis Munnings put on such a show at the Olympic qualifying tournament in Spain, they decided they wanted him to stick around. Munnings is set to join Urbis Fuenlabrada Madrid of the LEB Gold League, the second division in Spain. The 6-year pro spent the last 2 seasons in the French Pro B League. He concluded the 2024 campaign with Orthez, where he averaged 12 points, 6 boards, and just over 2 assists per game, and was named to the Eurobasket All-French Pro B third team. In the previous season, he played with another French Pro B club, Bolazac Basket. Munnings has also played professionally in Portugal and has had a stint in the NBA Summer League with the Golden State Warriors. At the Olympic qualifying tournament in Spain, Munnings averaged 7.3 points and 4.8 rebounds per game. Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty are now in sole possession of first place in the WNBA standings. Hopefully I didn't just jinx that. Jones finished with 8 points and 11 rebounds in the Liberty's 71-68 win over the second-place Connecticut Sun Wednesday afternoon at the Mohegan Sun Arena. The Liberty improved to 18-4, while the Sun are now 1 game behind at 17-5. It was New York's 6th straight regular season win over Connecticut. Jones is averaging 15.7 points and 9 rebounds per game. Despite not having a typical offensive production, Jones limited MVP candidate Alyssa Thomas to just 3 points. The Liberty look to keep that win streak alive tonight when they face the Chicago Sky. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. I'm Ronaldo. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, emerging Bahamians. We continue our Independence special highlighting young Bahamians who are making a difference. And wet weather conditions in the capital on this Thursday. Greg is back with your extended weather forecast when our news continues. Stay with us.
No travel, no problem. Summer is here. Whether you're fighting to stay cool or heating up the fun, Our News Weekend is your guide to the ultimate staycation. We're talking all of the hidden gems right in our backyard, from the hottest bars and lounges to the coolest excursions and events in town. So stay cool, stay local, and stay tuned. Tune in every Saturday to make sure your summer staycation is an unforgettable sensation. Only on Our News Weekend.
The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell?
Is this what the hotel is really worth?
The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes.
This is 242 the gospel.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
Welcome back to our news. Thanks for sticking with us. First, a look at the tropics. We have a couple of tropical waves out there, not showing any organization at this time. We have a very strong one coming off the African coast. Some showers and isolated thunderstorms associated with that. Another one in the central Atlantic, not organized at this time. One approaching the Leeward Islands. Some showers and thunderstorms associated with that one. It should be moving into the north coast of Central America. Then we have this big blob just approaching Central America, Central Mexico and those areas, and that will continue to track towards the west. Not really showing much in terms of any significant organization at this time, but locally closer to home, we are watching this blob just to the north of us, a disturbance at the National Hurricane Center. We'll continue to monitor, giving it a 10% chance for some formation over the next 7 days. Likely to lift towards the north, but we will continue to see some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast tonight to tomorrow once the system pulls away from our area. Future forecast showing the moisture associated with that disturbance to the north of us, keeping us a little in an unsettled weather pattern through Friday. Showers and thunderstorms will remain in the forecast mostly across the northwest Bahamas. And then by Saturday, as the system pulls out, we expect some Saharan dust to get in here. So we're looking at a return to some hazy conditions as well as some hot and humid conditions by the weekend. Boating forecast, northwest Bahamas, southeast southerly wind flow at 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet. Tide is presently low, will be high at 12:40 in the morning for the central and southeast Bahamas. Caution flag in place for you guys down there. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas running 4 to 7 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we'll keep the spotty showers in the forecast through Saturday, but that Saharan dust will be moving in. Winds will pick up a little on Sunday, but those temperatures will stay near the 90-degree mark, and we're looking at heat indices once again returning in the triple digits. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, independence celebrations in Grand Bahama in high gear. This is hundreds of residents turned out for the annual Independence festivities on the Independence Park Tuesday night. Spectators enjoyed cultural performances from the nation's youth, Bahamian food and drinks. The night culminated with fireworks. These residents share their reflections as the country celebrates 51 years as an independent nation.
51 years ago, I was on Fort Charlotte to watch the Union Jack be lowered and our flag hoist. And at that point, the wind blew and the flag was so beautiful. And so tonight, I'm here in Grand Bahama to witness what it's all about in Grand Bahama. And so far, the crowd is thick, the sun is hot, but we hope to have a good time tonight.
In 1973, I was about to turn 4 years of age. So I've now been in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for 55 years. And the Bahamas has really come a long way.
And as the Bahamas celebrates 51 years of independence, we reflect on a journey filled with both triumphs and challenges. Many remarkable Bahamians have played pivotal roles in propelling our nation forward. In an upcoming Our TV special, we shine a spotlight on the journeys of 5 outstanding Bahamians, plus one more, in honor of our nation's 51st birthday. Airing on July 23rd and hosted by our Sasha Lightborn, Emerging Bahamians will feature Dr. Jamarol, president of the Medical Association.
However you want to interpret that.
My true
Bahamian card.
This is what earned it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What earned my true Bahamian card is after I finished fellowship, being offered somewhere between $500,000 to $750,000 to stay and work in America. I came home because this is where I want to be.
That's true Bahamian.
That's my Bahamian card that I've earned.
Dr. Jamarol, a decorated gastroenterologist, is featured in RTV's Emerging Bahamians Independence Special, airing July 24th. Quintessentially Bahamian, she embodies excellence in healthcare. At the historic British Colonial Hotel, Dr. Roll reflected on 51 years of independence and her ongoing mission to give back to her country. Despite economic hardships, natural disasters, and the recent pressures of the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Roll says she believes the unbreakable Bahamian spirit has endured.
51 years of independence to me means pride. I'm proud of who I am and where I've come from. Once I was done with my training, it took me, let's say I was there for 12 to 15 years. It took me 12 days to pack up all of those years and move back to the place that I love.
And when she's not managing her own practice or working across the public and private healthcare systems, this mother of 3, who also serves as president of the Medical Association of the Bahamas, says she cherishes her precious moments with family. She opens up about the joys and challenges of motherhood, nurturing the next generation of healthcare providers, and her vision for the future of healthcare over the next 5 decades. Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
All right, great story, Sasha. And of course, to see that story again, it's available now at ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. All right, great.